Well, we have 3 colors, and they only gave me kinda 2. I guess we'll take it. Welcome to Tpull's Corner. This is Travis, and our deck is called Going Haywire. We have 2 copies of Takenuma, and of course they give them both in the opening part of the game. We'll go get a plains. We are playing 3 colors. We're playing against the meta because we're back to playing black, white, and green, which we did for my stronghold deck. But I don't think I've shown y'all my stronghold deck yet. So, is this supposed to be a mirror match because I have spiders and they have spiders? I guess we'll just get rid of it. If we can. They were ready for me. Kind of glad they used that on a very small creature. Very little gain there. There's nothing really good for me to do there. I want to save Lauren until there's an artifact or enchantment if I can. And this thing, I guess we just exile it. We've got a kind of reactionary deck. It's called Going Haywire. And I can't cast that yet, so we pass. Missed a land drop. Yeah, we're used to it. I guess maybe we should just use Takenuma at this point. Sure, why not? They don't like the Destroy Evil. I'll use this on your turn. Ooh, we get Glissa Sunslayer back here. Alright. Take it. Do you want the second Destroy Evil? You wanted the first one gone. They do. They want the second Destroy Evil. What is going on there? Do you have a creature that you want to save? It looks like maybe you've got a lot of creatures, actually. It's almost all creatures. I think we get rid of this, right? And then we'll just do some draw card stuff here. We attack. You do both of them? That makes no sense. I have Death Touch and First Strike, so they're all gonna die. And then we just put down Shield Root. Thank you. And that's all. They don't want to fight anymore. It looks like a creature-heavy deck, and maybe they have removal, but it just wasn't popping up the way that they needed it to. We'll never know what the concept was. All right, let me go in and show you this deck. And we remind you, if you're brand new, consider subscribing. And as always, we ask for your likes. It allegedly is helpful on the YouTube platform. Call it Going Haywire because Haywire Might, I have 4 copies of it. When you die, or when it dies, you gain 2 life, and you can sacrifice it to exile a non-creature artifact or non-creature enchantment. This is an anti-enchantment deck. There's a lot of stuff out there right now. I'm coming up against a lot of Hallowed Hauntings. I'm coming up against a lot of green-white pure enchantment decks, that kind of thing. Coming up against artifacts like Urbrass Forge really early on. So I decided, what happens if we just stack the deck against enchantments? Normally when I put anti-discard spells in my deck, I stop facing discard. So you notice that we did come across discard already. But in this case, the last deck that I put together, I had 1 card in it that gave me protection from red and green, and I didn't face a single red or green deck for the entire, like 5-6 matches in a row for that session. Not a single side of red or green, just by putting 1 protection artifact in. So I'm wondering, artifacts are such a big part of the game now. Enchantments are such a big part of the game now. What happens when we put this stuff in? So we've got something against early creatures, right? Elspeth's Smite to deal 3 damage. The 4 Haywire Mites. Citizen's Crowbar gets rid of artifacts and enchantments. Destroy Evil can either get rid of creatures with toughness 4 or greater or destroy target enchantments. Extract the Truth, we can make them discard creature, enchantment, or planeswalker, or make them sacrifice an enchantment. 4 main boarding Atraxas Fall, no sideboards for us. Destroy target artifact, battle, enchantment, or creature with flying. Outland Liberator, we can sacrifice it to destroy target artifact or enchantment, or if it switches to the Frenzy Trapbreaker Nighttime, whenever it attacks, you can destroy target artifact or enchantment. 4 Terror Sunders to get rid of exile target artifact or enchantments. If we kick it, we can do any non-land permanent. Lorna the Third Path, of course, very famous legendary creature, gets rid of artifacts and enchantments. Glissa Sunslayer, I have 1 copy now. First Strike and Death Touch. When we choose, we could destroy target enchantment. 1 copy of Cosmic Rebirth. Choose permanent card in your graveyard. If it has mono value 3 or less, you can put it on your battlefield. If not, put it into your hand, you gain 3 life. 2 copies of Shield of the Apocalypse now, because I have 2. Woo! Namada Primeval Warden. It's a legendary tree folk, 3/4 with reach. If a creature an opponent controls would die, you exile it instead, and you get a green sapling creature token. You can sacrifice those to pump it up for +2/+2, or sacrifice 2 saplings to draw a card. It's one of the few things that's... I needed something against flyers, so I needed something with reach. Here's another one with reach, Skyfisher Spider. When it enters the battlefield, you can sacrifice another creature. Hopefully I get Namada first, and maybe get a sapling out, and that I can use for easy sacrifice. We've got one of the other Shieldred from March of the Machines, 4/5 with Menace, and we can turn it into the Enchantment Saga if our opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard. And we have another type of Glissa from March of the Machines. This one, Glissa Herald of Predation, a 3/5 Phyrexian Zombie Elf. And you can incubate twice, transform all incubator tokens you control, or all Phyrexians you control gain First Strike and Death Touch until end of turn. And finally, 2 copies of Invasion of Lauren. When it enters the battlefield, you destroy target non-elf creature an opponent controls with X or less, where X is the number of lands you control. And we don't have the right colors for Streets of New Capenna, so I used a card so I could get out a basic island or plains. And the forests are out of luck. So we just have to see if I've got the right land mix here. So the big question is how many artifacts and how many enchantments are we going to encounter? Because if you notice, we got a peek at their hand for my first opponent, and they were 100% creature. It was an all-creature deck. And I'm just curious to test the Arena's engine and their automatic sorting mechanism. And see, knowing how much enchantments and artifacts are out there, just see if it's really going to try hard enough to make me avoid those particular threats, because I am prepared for them. I mean, sometimes Arena can't figure out the deck that I'm making at first, but it always figures it out. See, there's an artifact. And so eventually, when you do figure everything out, what do you put me up against? I don't know if... I thought I made it obvious in my deck construction we were going to be able to do stuff against this. But you'll notice none of the cards that I have at the beginning actually do take care of enchantments or artifacts. We do have this now. It's a sorcery. I think we just get rid of Eater of Virtue, actually. If that hangs around, that could give me problems later. The dogs are up front out of an oversized deck. We'll see what the opponent is prepared to do. Aha! They got rid of an equipment. Oh, can we resist? I missed a land drop, but I got an on-curve Shieldred. Shieldred's very common these days. I'm assuming they'll have something, if not this turn, next turn, to get rid of it. Okay, there's 3. And 3. They had 2 Abrades. Okie dokie. Oh, let's see. This is legendary. So let's get rid of a dog. That gives us a 1/1. And now I can attack. I'm going to wait till the end of our turn because this is an instant. We're going to go back and get Shieldred. Let that happen because I really want Shieldred back now. Interesting. Oh, because it doesn't do any good to put that on Shieldred, then Shieldred just sits there forever. We'll just undo what you did real quick. They can sacrifice Samurai and save Ryu, which we expect. And then we go after it. They blocked it while it was indestructible, but they didn't have anything else to do anything to it. So they saved themselves from getting the siege for now. We'll block that. That's what those are there for. Good for attack twice, right? Let's get rid of the dog. I want to see what you got in your hand. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Why would they destroy their own thing? I don't get that. This is weird. Bam. Nice. In the meantime, let's use Takenuma. Ooh, Glissa Sunslayer. Excellent. Oh, goody. Get rid of Ryu. Yeah, without a board wipe, that was all pretty elementary. And we did have a little bit of enchantment dogs there. We had an artifact early on, but we were so heavy weighted against them that we had spells to spare waiting for more stuff. You would think at some point we would get punished, like maybe we'd come up against an all-creature deck and we'd have a lot of useless spells in our hand. Alright, I want to go take a peek. Gixian, Stormclaw, let's get rid of Edge Familiar. It's an artifact! No way! Huh. When you sacrifice a permanent, do you have something you can use to sacrifice the permanent? don't think so. What I'm going to do is I'm going to exile the artifact so you can't bring it back. Then I'm just going to attack. I'm assuming you're not going to block. See, who needs Shieldred's Edict? Draw a card. No way! We just need another land. I only have 2 of those in the deck. Everybody's going to think I'm playing a Shieldred deck, basically. I do have a theory that Shieldred is always near the top. Why would you do that if you couldn't kick it? That makes no sense. We know they have another creature, though, so... let's go see what else is in their hand. Testament Bearer and Stormcloud Rager. Let's get rid of Testament Bearer. We attack again. Someday, we're going to get an extra card, and it's going to be a land. Woohoo! Sweet. Our opponent, even though we have a draw card advantage, our opponent is still outpacing us on the lands. They sacrifice it immediately to do the 3/3. Interesting choice. We wait for them to decide. You're going to put yourself in the way. Well, I'm going to put down Shieldred anyway. If they do have removal, they'll probably use it on Shieldred. Oh, sorry. I guess the Glissa Shieldred combination is just so devastating. People do not want to hang around for it. Well, Death Touch and First Strike is kind of scary. And I don't think people can be mad at me for putting that combination together, because most of what the rest I've got is destroy artifacts and enchantment spells. So there's, to a certain degree, there's not a lot of other tricks in this deck, right? I'm expecting to be punished any second now. What was that, 3 wins in a row? Those were fairly quick overall, too. We got 4 lands? What happened to 2 lands? It's not like I overstacked the deck. So 2 or more. 250 cards. Haywire Might is probably not the most important thing to put out at the beginning. And choose the planes. What we're used to experiencing is something like that. They get their perfect start, they already get value from the enchantment. Get a leg up on that kind of stuff. I'm going to let them have the 3 life and stuff, because I actually want to see what else you got. Let's get rid of Shieldred, shall we? They got a dog, they got timing safekeeping to protect the dog. And they got a Void Rend to destroy something. So, we'll do this. And we'll do this. And they can use Void Rends on my Haywire Mites all day long. Okay, you kind of tapped out for that, didn't you? This looks like a big, heavy enchantment deck, doesn't it? Okay, you can go take care of you. We'll gain 2 life. And let's see, you're an enchantment and you're a dog. Exile you. And we attack. And I can't get rid of you with Hawyire Might because you're an artifact creature, so we just do that, and now you're exiled too. Get rid of everything you had. And now we are going to flood out. Yeah, you notice they've got such a large number of cards that they have to include all of these to make sure that they can get their land fixing just right. They really don't want to spend the Void Rend on a 1/1 Hawyire Might. Luckily that just destroys things, it doesn't exile things. You know, I don't want to use this because they only have 1 card. And they didn't use it. They're still over 20, this is going to take forever. I do need to get something besides lands at some point. Or they're looking for something to use Field of Ruin on? They must be bored. Keep waiting, waiting. I think they should have the right mix of everything by now, right? We'll go ahead and get plains. Couple plains, couple blue, couple black, couple green. They don't really need a better mix than that. We're just blinking away till you show us something else. Lizard Blades! It's an artifact creature. I can take care of enchantments. Does that got double strike? It does. Where do I put this out? Yet another card. They're getting all their specialty cards up front to just go through the rest of their deck and pull out whatever color land they want at the time. It's actually going to turn into a mind-numbing slow waste of time at this point because they already got, you know, like 3 of those plus the Field of Ruin. That's like the 5th card sorting land card they have. I guess there's not much of a choice when you're playing with a deck size as 250 cards. You kind of have to do that. Okay, we will sacrifice the crowbar, get rid of Lizard Blades, give them a chance to protect it if they want. You do have this card. There you go. Alright, we got 1 card out of their hand. Let's get the next card out of their hand. We're going to make them use the Void Rend. Incubate twice. Should have used the Void Rend already. They waited. You do have blue, black, and white, right? That is an instant, isn't it? Now I've got all of these things. I think you should have used that Void Rend last turn. Aha! Contortionist Troop. Land, more land again. Destroy toughness 6 or greater. Go to combat. Incubate again. Attack with Glissa. They don't want to get rid of their Void Rend. What's up with that? Unless you have something that destroys all artifacts, we are going to outscale you quite nicely very soon. I'm just kind of slow rolling it because I don't know what the next card is in their top deck, and I'm used to the 250 card decks being able to just completely draw the perfect opening and then pop off some strange combination. Return one creature, so you should get rid of the token, right? Yes, very good. I'm just gonna make another one. Woohoo! Because they're not killing Glissa. I don't know why. Can I make another one? I'm gonna make another one. I'm just gonna do them one at a time. Alright, you sacrifice an enchantment, please. Look at that. Enchantment, enchantment, enchantment. Arena loves me today. Let's see if they get rid of this as a legendary creature. They do. That's the one you get rid of? Why would you get rid of that one and not Glissa a long time ago? Transform everything. Woohoo! Not these two. Everything else can go. That's 15 points of damage. And now if you top deck a board wipe, I've still got Namada. They flooded out with land. Hard time. Maybe it's a land destruction deck. They just want to see if I have any more basic lands in my deck. We can do, yep, we can do a couple more times. All right. That's like 4 wins in a row. I don't know what to do about that. This should not be allowed. Maybe they're making up for the horrible way I was treated yesterday. Alright, well, we overweighted it against enchantments and artifacts. Sometimes we faced artifacts and enchantments, sometimes we didn't. Sometimes they were making us discard cards. It didn't seem to matter. Whether we got shielded early or not, we ended up winning each time. So I kind of like the deck configuration. I didn't expect it to be quite as effective, so I'm a little confused at what's going on with Arena right now, because by the first time that I play tested this, I didn't do quite this well, but it did do well. So I don't know what to say. What do you guys think of this deck? What do you think of the configuration? We'll leave it there. Remember to like and subscribe, everybody. We'll catch you next time. Have a good one.